Hello,
Hello, hello.
we are live here. Today is Friday. Excuse me.
Yeah, it is Friday, right?
It is Friday. Friday, and we are live here at Travel That Matters. If you are with us, please say hello with a comment. And even if you're watching the recording, we'd love to see comments as we say something that strikes you. So let us know you're here. Let us know that
So we know we're not alone. Well, we're not
we're
alone
not
because we're
alone.
together.
Right.
Anyway.
So we start a little bit early each day just to kind of give people a chance to join us before we start our explanation of today's 30-day challenge.
The challenge for today,
Yes.
which is day
Five.
5.
Yes, day 5. And let me get my phone so that I can look at our Facebook page on it. You want to talk about your necklace?
Yes, coincidentally, we both are wearing necklaces that we got while we were traveling. And hey, Shelby.
Hi.
Hi, Judy. It's one of the things that I use as my souvenir is to purchase jewelry. So this piece was actually purchased in Morocco, whereas Angela's necklace was actually made
Yes, I made this. It's seeds actually
from trees.
We went to a co-op, a women's co-op in a little village in Nicaragua, and they taught us how they make their jewelry from seeds. So they helped me make this.
Yeah, I have some too, but today it's Morocco.
Yes. Yeah, I got a lot of stuff in Morocco too. I love the textiles and jewelry and
The
lamps.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Morocco is so incredible.
So much cool stuff.
And there's kind of a funny story. Do I have time? Yeah. These red looking like kidney bean things.
You can't really tell that they're red in this light, I don't think.
Is we had finished making our necklaces and it started to rain, and the gals were telling us, be sure you keep them dry because just like beans, they expand. And so you might have a problem if your necklace all of a sudden started expanding.
Yeah, don't take a shower with this on, basically, or swim.
Yeah,
get in a torrential downpour.
Like it is today here in beautiful sunny Southern California.
No, it's not, is it?
It will stop just a minute ago.
Yeah. But. Yes, I went out in the rain yesterday actually because I just had to get out of the house. But luckily, I have a really good raincoat and rain boots from my time in Oregon, so I just went out in the mud.
Yeah. And did you go stomp in puddles?
I did. It was fun. Yes. So. Oh yeah, yes, jewelry, Shelby. We might be making you some. She actually has a bunch of beading stuff. We'll talk about that on a different day, I think. Okay, it's 1:00, so we are going to officially say hello.
Hi, I'm Anne, aka Mom.
I'm Angela, the daughter. We are Travel That Matters. We have a boutique travel agency. We are travel advisors that help people get out in the world and make connections when people are allowed to travel. And so, since we are not allowed to travel right now, we are making connections by doing this Facebook Live every day for 30 days. We're on day 5. And I have to say, I might be regretting this decision because it's making me have to wake up every day and shower and put on makeup and.
Yeah, I may run out of makeup if I keep this up. Usually I don't put any on.
Because when you have a home-based business, there's a lot of times when we can just do a lot of work and be very productive and never look like we should see any other people.
Zoom calls have changed that reality.
Yes. So here we are. So today we wanted to, the challenge for today is I'll let you start.
Well, one thing that this challenge is going to do for me is to get me back into meditating every day. I had been doing really well last year and early this year, having some quiet time every morning before I even looked at emails, opened up Facebook, did any of that. And I was actually up to 20 minutes a day, which that doesn't seem like very long, but when you're
How many days in a row did you?
I think the best I did was 100 days.
That's awesome.
And then it got sporadic. And then when I travel, I'm not as good about it. So this
How did
is,
you feel when you did it that?
well, it was a really strong sense of quietness that started my day. And I actually now can tell that it has made a difference when I'm not doing it, because especially with our current situation, it's easy to get off the rails. And
But it's
so
also when you need it the
it's
most,
when I
right?
need it the most. And there's so many different ways that you can experiment with meditating. And if you want to talk about that, and then I'll come back to what my personal practice is.
Yeah. So if you're brand new to meditating, or it's something that you've thought about, or something that intimidates you, or just you know,
Just you
you
don't think it's your thing.
yeah. I would highly encourage you to get an app called Headspace, and they have some beginner guided meditations that are really helpful. That like I was always thought I wanted to meditate, and just had such a hard time with it. And I'd like go to like a yoga retreat or something, and we'd do meditation there, but I had such a hard time with it. And then I actually went and did a 10-day silent meditation retreat. That was pretty intense. And
You don't have to go.
no, you don't have to do that. And she was still way better about meditating on a regular basis than I have been since I did that 10-day meditation course. So this challenge for me is also a goal for me to start incorporating it, if not daily, at least weekly.
Mm-hmm.
Ideally daily is ideal. And like we were saying, it doesn't have to be for a long time. You could start with 5 minutes.
And it's just sitting in a quiet place. It's not like a few years ago, I actually had a dedicated place in my house where it was like my meditation room almost. And now I don't let that stop me. I have my chair in my bedroom, and I just sit there quietly. And I personally prefer to use, it's called Insight Timer. It's also an app. Too. And there's two ways you can do it. They have a selection that you can get a guided meditation, or one that just says timer. And when you have the timer, you can set up an ambient sound, kind of like just a very quiet, like maybe a waterfall kind of sound. And I personally prefer that, because then I can pay more attention to my breath, and it just tends to quiet me more than a guided meditation. But I know that that's a very personal decision. And even if it's something like you're thinking about, I'm feeling really anxious right now, just even take 30 seconds to take some deep breaths and just try to quiet your thoughts. Sometimes that's monkey brain can really be obnoxious.
But. Yes, I've just been reminding myself when I start to feel anxious, I'm just like, I am safe. And just like think about feeling like I am safe. Mm-hmm. And it seems kind of silly, but like it actually really helps.
Yeah.
So there's Insight Timer. I like that one too. That's one I use, because you can set up, I have a little bell that rings halfway through. I have mine set up for 10 minutes. And then I have a little bell that hits in halfway through, which sort of is distracting, but also if my brain is like,
or like, oh my gosh, how long do I have to sit here?
How much longer is this going to be? That little halfway bell kind of helps me just stick with it. And then there's another one you said called Calm. I haven't tried that one.
No, I don't know anything about Calm. I just found that out today.
So there's help that way. And what's cool about Insight Timer too is that there's like even a community aspect to it. There you can see how many other people are meditating at the same time as you all over the globe, which is pretty cool. Mm-hmm. And if you're somebody who does meditate regularly and you already have a practice, then the challenge for you would be to share that with people in a way that maybe you haven't before, and maybe invite people to, like, if there's a certain, do like some, like a group meditation.
I set aside a time.
Yeah, like
let's going to commit.
Okay, you can get on a Zoom call and meditate.
So some people do like to have their eyes closed so you wouldn't be able to see. But anyway, it's just do whatever you can to just have that quiet time. It's just really so
just to quiet the
important.
Crazy mind when you're already stressed out about everything.
Yeah.
So let's see. Is there anything? Oh, my nose is itching really badly.
Okay, don't think about it. Breathe.
Yeah.
And of course, there's YouTube has, you just Google meditation on YouTube. There's any number of ways just to even learn about the whole process if it's really something you're not accustomed to.
Yes. And I mean, there's if it's not, some people might consider it to be more like metaphysical, new agey. It's doesn't have to be that. It can be that, but it doesn't have to be that. There, you could have a very traditional spiritual path and still meditate, and it could complement that for you very well, I think.
So start out just, 5 minutes. Sometimes that can seem like a really long time, but I think if you give it a try and you see just even what a 5 minute calmness could do, you may get hooked.
And it's sort of like, also, it's like what time of day people think about, like, when should I do it, and if I don't do it first thing in the morning, did I miss my window? Then it's kind of, I do that. That's my excuse that I'll use, is like, oh well, I got up and I didn't do it, so now. So it's sort of like exercise, It's like you just have to find the time of day that works for your natural rhythms, and when it's the best time for you. And it could, I think morning is probably the best for most people, just because it starts your day in a good state of mind. But maybe before bed even.
Unless you fall asleep.
It's a good way to fall asleep. Though, I mean, when I was doing that 10-day meditation, we meditated like 10 hours a day. So, it was all different circumstances of where your body, like after a meal, before a meal, just waking up, just going to sleep, So.
Well, and if you're out walking in those areas that we can still, go and practice the physical distancing and whatnot, is you can obviously keep your eyes open, but instead of it being just pound it out, I'm working out, is to have it be a calming walking meditation where you're maybe paying more attention to, you hear a bird sing, or there's different forms of meditation. It's not always, the home sitting there with your legs crossed.
Right. I mean, actually, at the 10-day or the 10-day retreat, they encouraged us, even while we were having meals, to be very, very present with the everything you do when eating, like picking up the spoon or the fork, how it feels, chewing, and the tasting, and just being super aware of the things that we just completely space out about, in our daily life, that kind of grounds you. And
and this time is maybe a good, I can't make a brain work. This is probably a good time to try it, because it's not like you are rushing off to the next thing, unless, again, you're the parent or the whatever doing your homeschooling and whatnot. But
yes, if you have a chaotic household right now, it could be incredibly challenging.
Yeah.
But
also more important.
To carve out that 5 minutes. Carve out 5 minutes after you get out of the shower, before you get in the shower or something. Okay, so I think we're about 10 minutes now.
Yeah,
which
that's good.
Seems to be our time. So if you let us know how this goes for you, if you're brand new to meditating and you got inspired to try it, and let us know how that went. And we understand that it's challenging. It's not like it's just like, I'm going to try it and yay. It's kind of like working out, as far as
you have to start.
If you build a habit, then you feel the benefit, and then you want to keep doing it. So it just takes that first little leap. So, and if you already have a meditation practice and you have some tips that you'd like to share with us and others, we'd really appreciate that. Any apps, or just, traditional non-digital ways to help with a meditation practice. So we'd love to hear from you. And please invite anybody that you think might enjoy watching our challenge to join us. And we will see you tomorrow. Saturday at 1 p.m.
At 1 p.m.
Pacific.
We're still going to be here.
Okay. Thanks for joining us.
Have a great day. Bye-bye.
Bye.